Jai Sri Krishna, and I'm going to be telling you about my friend Seeta, but I would like to mention that her Guruji is Vimlanand Ji Saraswati, who is a disciple of Swami Akhandanand Ji. And Seeta now lives in Vrindavan. Jai Sri Krishna. And today, let us meet Seeta, my friend, who is now Shraddha Ma. I have known my friend Seeta since the last 50 years or so. I would go to Ahmedabad. My husband had business. But since I had a hectic life in Mumbai, I made a deliberate attempt not to have a social life in Ahmedabad. But I would go for social dinners with my husband or business dinners. I met Seeta there. I was instantly attracted to her. I felt that if I wanted to have one friend in Ahmedabad, it would be her. And that is how our friendship was born and was nurtured through the years. Her first son was a small baby. I saw her as a caring mother, a good wife, and as time went by, a friendship grew. That friendship did not require constant meeting. Telephones were not so easy those days. So we would meet about twice a year and exchange news about our respective lives. As time went by, we would discuss philosophy, our thoughts about how life is and should be, but from these notes grew interest in scriptures. We would attend satsangs and go to spiritual places accessible by car. We would attend kathas, sometimes giggle as schoolgirls and sometimes serious about life and certain deep thoughts. Soon our children grew. Some of them got married. And then Subhash, her husband, became seriously ill. He was admitted to the Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai, and there I saw her, the devoted wife duties unfold. I saw her devoted wife duties unfold. For months, Subhash was in the hospital and then shifted to the ICU department. But though occasionally I coaxed her to come to my house for a meal, she spent nights sitting in the chair outside the ICU department. Those days, they did not offer a bed, maybe because they didn't encourage family to be there. But whatever, I would see her sitting upright. She would be sitting upright, or maybe lie down in two chairs, but that's how she spent the probably 4 months. The doctors gave up hope about her husband, but then someone came and brought a peacock feather which he placed on the pillow of the dying patient, and Subhash survived. Because I remember Seeta telling me that, he brought this feather and put it on the pillow, and the peacock feather is Krishna's feather. So maybe Krishna is trying to say that he will survive, and he did for a year or two more. But he eventually passed. Eventually, the children got married. The disputes concerning properties, which had been going on for many, many years with the extended family, were settled. So now Seeta's responsibilities were done. She had made a guru, Swami Vimalanand Ji, and then I saw a new kind of spirituality being born in her. The mumuksha, which is the initial interest in scriptures, was turning into vivek, which is loosely translated a kind of power to discriminate between right and wrong, and then vairagya, a detachment from life, knowing how transitory life is. And then she surprised me by taking sannyas. A friend used to comforts, like I have been all my life, took this extreme step. And when I saw her with a shaven head and orange robes without the beautiful diamonds that she always adorned her ears with, and the long, thick plait gone, my heart broke. But she said, Shakun, I'm very clear about what my heart yearns for. So Seeta took sannyas and then started her sadhana. At one point, she stayed on the banks of the Ganga for 4 months. She told me about it. Later, while on my way to Gangotri, or maybe to some of the mountainous, maybe Badrinath, or I don't really clearly remember, but it was on the way to one of the high peaks. I called Seeta and asked for the address where she had stayed for 4 months. So I went there. While on my way, it was a long climb down a mountain by foot. And there stood various cottages, small. Each cottage was about 1 bedroom. That is where Seeta had stayed. Of course, sparsely furnished, maybe. And Seeta had told me that she woke up at 1:30 in the morning and have a dip in the freezing cold Ganga every day. The whole day was spent meditating, doing jap or reading. The only interaction with a human being or a few human beings was at mealtime. After Seeta passed this test, she was advised to test her faith further. For a week or so, this pretty lady was to spend in a jungle with no amenities whatsoever. That blew my mind away. And this super lady remains my friend up to date. And now she lives in Vrindavan. And she did invite me, and I spent 10 days with her, seeing her life again. Not, of course, she had passed the test, but still, it's a 1 bedroom in an ashram, and where she again gets up in the morning 1:30, 2:30, and continues her sadhana the same way. But I am honored that she contacts me whenever she visits Mumbai. Her other 2 sons are in Ahmedabad and Dubai, so they coax her to come to visit them. So sometimes she goes. And then her sons insist that she takes her dental, medical treatments and tests. She does it under duress because she says her Krishna will take care if necessary. I asked her, "May I write about you?" And she said to me, "Up to you." I mean, she said, "You can," she said, "Sure, write about what you believe of me, but don't ask me to contribute." And I haven't. I don't need to, because I know enough about her life. And but now listen to the crowning glory of this note. I asked her son a few days ago, when I had gone to visit Seeta, because she's in Mumbai. And I asked her son, "Didn't you feel neglected as you were growing up?" And he said, "Never. She was always there for us. She only pursued her passion after we were grown and settled." And the sons had said, "How can you leave when the time has come for us to take care of you and give you a comfortable life?" But Seeta replied, "I'm going now because you're all settled in your life and my responsibilities are done." And I can only end this note by saying, I love you, Seeta, who is now Shraddha Ma. So until next time, you take care and God bless.